Today I want to talk about changing your mindset and having a positive mindset towards life. If you can change your interpretation of situations that happen, you can change your outlook on everything that's going on. Now, people are struggling at the moment with different mental battles due to be stuck in indoors. And the reason we're struggling is because we're perceiving the things that have happened to us in a negative light. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about mindset and how you can change that just simply. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to talk a little bit about failure. What is failure to you? How do you perceive failure? And can you change it? So I think you can. I think you can change your perception of failure completely. So failure isn't a negative, it's a positive. Now, a negative perception of failure would be, I take a test, I get the answers wrong, I don't try again. I just give up or walk away. I try and run a race, I lose that race and I go, no, that's it, I'm retiring. Boom, my hands are done, I'm finished. Do you know what I mean? Failure in a negative way, it happens and we just stop ourselves. We give up, we say, that's it, it's not happening, that's not the right time for me. So we're stopping ourselves. We're stopping ourselves from succeeding, from moving forwards. Now, if you decide to change that to a positive perception of failure, what could happen? So what I mean is a positive perception of failure, a positive perception. Positive perception of failure would be, okay, I failed. What can I do to improve and go back and change that? What did I not do right? What did I miss? How could I improve? How can I change? A positive perception of failure means that I'm going to leave the door open for myself to carry on, to succeed in the future. So this can come down to many ways. Imagine Albert Einstein. So he came up with the theory of relativity. If you don't know about it, go and Google it or whatever you want to do. I'm not going to get into it. I don't know myself that much. But he obviously came up with that one day. Boom. How did he find that out? I assume that he was at school, he'd done lessons, he'd researched, he'd looked at facts, he'd done exams, he'd done tests. He may have failed at some of them. He'd gone, he found the answer, he went back, took them again, then succeeded in the answer. So he grew his knowledge. He grew his knowledge to a point that he was open to everything. He was open to the universe. He was open to what was there. He didn't see failure in a negative way and just go, nah, I didn't work it out at that time. Let's leave it there. Let's move on. Let's move forward. No, he carried on. He kept going. He kept pushing. Recently, a guy called Brandon Carter, I think it was last year, won the Olympia. He's been working for years. That guy's been around for a minute. Boom, 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 driving away. He hasn't succeeded the first time, the second time, the third time. He could have been said to have failed multiple times, but he did not give up. He carried on. He kept going. He kept pushing until he got to a point where he succeeded. So that's changing your perception of failure. It's changing it from being a negative to being a positive. It's looking at why you didn't succeed, working out where you didn't succeed, going back to the drawing board and coming back with an answer. This can go through anything. It's not just gym, it's not just training, it's not just lifting. This can be anything you choose to push it over to. It could be your 4-year-old kid learning maths and you're going 2 and 2 is 4 and they're going it's 8, 2 and 2 is 4. No, it's 8, 2 and 2 is 4, it's 8. Then one day it clicks, they realise and they get it, 2 and 2 is 4. So you fail an abundance of times in your life. So you can either choose to let that failure get you down, keep you down and push you down, or you can choose to change your perception of what went wrong, turn it around and then move forward with it. Yeah? So end of the day, change your perception of failure. Now, 3 things I've heard over the years many, many times. Some famous people talk about it. I really think and believe it is 3 ways to fail. 3 ways to fail. 1, fail big. If you're gonna fail, make sure you put 110 goddamn % into everything you were gonna do. Yeah? Because it's better to have done everything you could than to have left something out. It's better to have no regrets than have something and be sitting there going, you know what, I could have done this, or I could have tried that, or I could have actually asked that person if they could have helped me. Yeah? So in the day, put everything you've got into that one task, that one challenge, that one thing that lies ahead of you, put everything into it. Then if you fail, at least you gave it your all. This moves me on to my next one. Fail early. So why wait? Why wait for these opportunities, yeah? Why sit there and go, you know what? I wouldn't mind changing my job. But how many months are you going to sit at your desk thinking about changing your job? Yeah? Go through it. Go for it now. Fail early. Go for it now. Don't wait. Don't leave it until the last minute. Don't leave it until some, yeah, and be looking back going, oh, I should have done this when I was 21, 22. Yeah? Fail early. Go for it now. Don't wait. Go for it now. So, fail big. Give it 110%. Give it your all, and then you'll still feel proud if you don't make it that time. Fail early. You've given it your all. You're going for it right now. Everything is in place, yeah? So the next one would be fail forward. If you do fail, if you don't hit that jump shot that time, go back to the court, work on it, practice, make sure you're hitting it, turn that into a fadeaway. Boom. If you know basketball, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so when you do fail, you might not accomplish that task at that point, so go back to the board. A lot of people in the gym, they may not make a lift on the first one, they may not hit that 200. So what they'll do is they'll work back a little bit of a percentage, they'll chip away it, and then they'll try and jump that 200 to 2.5. Do you know what I mean? We work our way up, you finish forward, you fail forward. So when you do fail, when you don't quite make it, you go, all right, I'm gonna progress. I'm gonna make sure that I can get this, I can move forward with that power, yeah? So 1, fail big. 2, fail early. 3, fail forward. So if you don't make it, when you do come back, you're always going ahead of where you were last. All right? So hopefully a few of these little things can kind of help you change your perception about what's going on. It's a tough time at home. Please, please, please stay strong in your mind and strong in your body. Yeah? And just, if you are going to look over your life, try and change those things. Try and perceive it in a positive way. And think, I am here, I've been through that, how can I keep moving forward? All right, cool, stay safe.